evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you everybody who was able to make it out tonight safely to Monarch number 73 Black History Day event. And it's our pleasure, and we're actually honored to have a mayor from, a current mayor from the city of Oakland, where we reside at, and one of the most prominent and iconic mayors to ever hit the stage in California, in the country. Mayor Willie Brown.
Brother Williams, let me say first and foremost, I'm delighted, because after all, I am a part of this chapter. But I am delighted to extend the invitation for me to come over and participate for Black History Month. And the treat you extended to me was the fact that in walks Libby Schaaf, the mayor of Oakland, California. Black History Month is really an important occasion for me. I'm old enough to remember, Libby, when it was Black History Week. It was for a long time. This nation did not appropriately stop and pay the time for an increased knowledge about a collection of people who live and have lived in this country for a very, very long time. I graduated from high school in Texas, a little bitty town called Mineola. And nothing I love displaying more than my high school diploma. It says Mineola Colored High. Now most people think I made that up, but I did not. That's what they did. That's the name of the school that I graduated from. And in that school, we had, Libby, you'll love this, we had 4 history lessons in the class process. The first, of course, history, Texas. Texas history was superior to U.S. history. You can forget U.S. history if you wish, as long as you learn Texas. Then after U.S. history, they had world history, which, talked about lots of things that were not terribly relevant for me at that time. The one that was really, though, key for kids in the school, in this colored school, as I called it in those days, was Negro history. They had Negro history, and you go through and believe me, that was heavy duty in every way, giving us the benefit of everything that we ought to know about who we are, where we came from, what we endured, how we achieved, what the challenges were, what sacrifices we had to make. That was all taught and you were reminded of in school. And you had Negro history in every one of your classes, starting with early on. There was some form of Negro history. With these kids that I was dealing with yesterday, I had so much fun. And I was fortunate in that when I arrived at the school, it was 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th grade kids. It was a middle school group. And they said, they're going to speak when you finish. And I said, tell me about what you think they might say. They said, well, each one of the grades selected 3 people in their class. And the 3 people in their class in a minute and a half had to stand up and say, I have a dream, and tell them what that dream is. I said, then I'm going to speak after they speak. These kids did an incredible job. I selected about 5 of the dreams that had been on display from what these kids said, because the dream reflected for them, with me demonstrating it, the reality of what they could do. One young woman, Elizabeth, when she did her dream, I have a dream. My dream is that I'm going to become a lawyer and represent people who are without representation. Well, can you imagine? I could select people youngsters who said about their dreams and said to them, you are looking at exactly the end product of your dream. And so it is a distinct possibility. And that was important to each one of those kids. And suddenly, I had to begin to give an example for all of the dreams. Because there we go, what am I mind? What am I mind? So the teacher turned to me and says, well, you know, you had a dream? I said, no, I keep having dreams. I keep having dreams. And she said, how's that? What do you mean you keep having dreams? I said, you know, it's fanciful, but I want to play golf like I used to play golf. So, I have a dream. Thank you.
It is really an honor to be here with such champions of service. I know there are two great organizations here tonight, and you just do Oakland proud. It's wonderful to see some young people in the room. I'm glad I did not have to go to school in Mineola, Texas. I know somebody knows where I went to school, Skyline High School. Oakland's a little different, right? When you grow up here, it is actually special. And sometimes it takes leaving home to find out, just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, that ooh, click, click, there is no place like home. It's really an honor to be the mayor of my hometown. I feel so proud every time I drive over the Bay Bridge, the Willie Brown Bridge. It is kind of you to include me in your Black History Month celebration. I just had one of the best Valentine's Day presents ever. I have to admit, I called my husband, I said, I know it's Valentine's Day, but if you do not want to go with me to this event, I'm leaving you at home. I had the unbelievable pleasure of seeing the preview of Black Panther with Ryan Coogler's family. Oh, wow. Go out and see it. And if you don't already know this, the film starts and ends in Oakland. I know you asked me to talk a little bit about homelessness and housing. Now you let him be all up and talking about me. You told me to talk about the worst problem. That's not very fair. But I am a servant. And so I will do what I was asked to do.
Do what you please.
I will. And I'm sorry to be a downer for a second, but this subject really, it is not light. I think about the thousands of people that are sleeping on our streets right now. And the thousands of people that may be housed but are living in fear of being evicted or being priced out of their own community. And in so many cases, the community that they have called home for generations. And I believe that we must solve this problem and that we can solve this problem. And I want to thank Oaklanders because you have been very generous and compassionate. You all passed 2 bond measures in the last election. Measure KK just for Oakland and A1 for the whole county. I can tell you we just approved funding for 1,802 units of affordable housing for our poorest residents. In the meantime, we also bought 656 units of existing housing where families are living right now and brought affordability protections onto those properties. That is anti-displacement. You all also expanded just cause eviction protections. Be sure that people that you know who live in Oakland know what their rights are. because there's a lot of pressure right now to not always do the right thing. So that is what you as a generous community have done at the ballot box last year, and there will be more. I'm excited to just be here with you. Thank you for the incredible service that both organizations do for this city and this community every day. The incredible legacy that you represent. The amazing membership that has graced both of these organizations. And again, I'm just so honored to be here with you on a Friday night, even if you made me follow Willie.